Hi everyone, Zach from Out There Vans in Grand Junction, Colorado. Behind me, I have a recently completed project out of our shop. This is our standard monument floor plan built on a Ram Promaster 136 wheelbase and high roof configuration. Let's go ahead and jump on inside. We'll take you around the van, then we'll swing back on the outside and I will tell you about our exterior features. Let's come right up here to the sliding door and just get right into it. First off, as I slide this open, you'll see there is a fixed window on the sliding door. That is a standard feature on the Monument build. I'll slide it open here and take a look at this build. So our Monument floor plan is designed to be constructed on short wheelbase, high roof vans. That means the Ram Promaster 136 wheelbase, the Mercedes Sprinter 144, or the Ford Transit 148 standard, not the big extended, big butt model. So this configuration is modular, so it can go in either of those chassis, but really offers a really nice base floor plan with a lot of add-on customizations that you can really take this van and make it exactly what you're looking for. Coming towards the interior here, first you'll see I have plenty of room to stand up, move around, do all my exercises. That's something that's rare in a lot of these short wheelbase vans. A lot of times too much gets crammed into them and the floor plan really quickly swallows up your living space and you're left with a van that is not all that usable or all that livable. So this floor plan, like I mentioned, is our Monument floor plan. It mainly features two main cabinet bases in front of the bed platform with a lower seating area. And in addition, up front, you have two swivel seats that can swivel around to add even more living space to your van. Once you swivel those around, it really opens up a lot more square footage to this area. It makes it a really nice spot to lounge and hang out in your van. So sitting right here, I have a nice cozy 4-inch memory foam cushion. And on the forward side, there is a nice aluminum mounting bracket that's super hidden up here. That mounting bracket is for a Lagoon leg system. If you are not familiar with a Lagoon leg system, there is a vertical support beam that has a nice mounting channel that I can slide over that bracket and clamp down on it. Then there is a horizontal bracket that comes and mounts into place, and then I can take my nice camouflaged tabletop that's mounted over here and mount it to the forward side of this bench over here. I can slide this up and down with my table to give me a nice comfortable workspace, or I can swivel it over and use it as a dinette for these two seats over here. So lots of configurations you can run with for this forward living space. Now down below this cozy little cushion, we have two drawers that feature 500-pound locking drawer slides. These locking drawer slides, they require you to push down on these buttons and then pull out, and that allows them to be really secure as they are in the locked position. So when you are rounding a corner in your van at speed, and you have a really heavy pot or pan located down there, it's not going to take all of its momentum and come crashing out from your lower drawer storage up here. In this Monument floor plan, this lower section of the bench on the forward side is configured to be able to house a cassette toilet. So if you would like to have one in your van, you can push down on those, slide it out, and you can put a cassette toilet in this area. As I mentioned, these are 500-pound rated drawer slides, so you can simply open the lid, use the cassette toilet on this drawer already without removing it and moving everything around your van. And when you're done, close her up, put your drawer away, and you are all good to hit the road and keep moving. Moving back, as we look at these two main countertops, main cabinet bases, both of these feature a flip-up countertop extension, which provides a little bit of extra prep space in the case you're making dinner or want to put a portable cooktop in front of your door and catch the view out here. To close those, you just push two buttons. Those disappear out of the way for you. And below these countertops, we have a nice deep undermount stainless steel sink with about 8 inches of depth there. This van has running water, which is really nice to have, and a nice little spray feature here too. There it is. Now these vans, to keep them simple, they just have cold water running to your sink here. We just remind everyone this is a conversion van, not a Class B RV. So we try to give you a lot of the features that one would like from a nice amenity standpoint, but not overcomplicate any of the systems. So you have a 28-gallon fresh water tank that's molded over the wheel well, directly behind this sink base. That comes in through a 12-volt water pump and a low-pressure water accumulator tank, so you can run nice low water pressure for water conservation. And then down below that, you just have a simple 7-gallon gray water tank that you can easily remove out and find easy spots to dump on the road. On your base over here, we have our refrigerator. It's an Indelby CR65 model. Has a little freezer compartment up top for some ice cream sandwiches and a shelf with a little bit of a modular design so you can space it however you need to fit all your products in there. Down below that, we have a convenient pull-out step that you can slide out. This one locks out into place, so as I step up into bed, it doesn't go shooting back in. But that allows me to step up and get easier access to my mattress up here. Now in this van, it is configured with a parking heater underneath the passenger seat. However, if you did wish to have a parking heater installed and you have factory swivel seats, we would use this lower space where this lower drawer is to install that heater due to clearance issues underneath that passenger seat. So some vans have that extra little storage space. Some we have to forego it for heater space if you opt to have a heater added into your van. Now while we're up here, let's really quickly talk about materials before we move towards the back. These countertops are a beautiful bamboo butcher block. The bamboo is nice and lightweight, but nice and strong at the same time. It really gives it a nice natural tone in here. All of our cabinetry, our ceilings, our walls, they are all a laminate surface. Even the ceiling, it is a textured wood grain. But that laminate surface on all the touchable surfaces really make it easy to just wipe down and clean off if we are tracking in all the outdoor elements. Down below us, what we're standing on, this is a one-piece flooring. It's a 3D welded flooring called 2Tech 2. This flooring, it looks like carpet, but it actually has a top rubberized 3D welded top to make it look stitched. However, it's not, so your little van kitties can't just scratch it up. You can't get dirt and grime dug down into it. If you hit it with a shop vac, it vacuums up just like it's a solid surface. In the middle of the layer, there's a nice non-permeable layer that is waterproof. And on the bottom side, there is a felt layer for a little extra sound deadening. This is cut on a large format CNC machine, so it covers the entire van in one sheet, which is really handy to make sure you don't have any light spills go where you don't wish to have them. Going back to our features of the van, let's look at this switch panel here. Starting out on the far side here, we have the battery monitor. This gives us our state of charge in a percentage, tells us how many amp hours are left in our battery, and will give us a real-time readout on how much solar power or usage we might be creating in this van. Over here, we have a switch for a power inverter. This van's equipped with a 2,000 watt power inverter and charger. So that means we have 2,000 watts going into the power outlets, the 110 outlets throughout the van. However, those power outlets, they have a nice little parasitic draw, even if you are not having anything plugged into them. So we put an on-off switch on there so you can conserve your batteries as much as possible. As I mentioned, that 2,000 watt power inverter is also a charger. This van has shore power located on the exterior, which uses that power inverter in the inverse. So if you plug into that power inverter, it will also charge your house battery back here. Anytime you plug into those 110 outlets while you're on that shore power, it prioritizes the current to go directly into your 110 outlets before it starts dumping juice into your house batteries. So it really just gives it the most efficient line of current as possible. Moving over this way, we have our parking heater thermostat, which still has its covers that will just be so satisfying to peel off. Look at that. Look at that. Let's do one more. Slow motion, please. If I wake this up here, I can set the parking heater to a temperature that I wish to keep my van at all night. I set a duration of how long I want it to run, whether it's a timer or I just set it to infinity, and I let it run. It'll maintain that temperature for me all night in the van or all day and just keep me nice and cozy. That parking heater is located underneath the passenger seat right down here. You'll see the little vent for it. It's a externally vented unit, so it pulls clean air from the outside, dumps the exhaust on the outside, and on the inside, it just recirculates that air to make it nice and hot. Moving over here, this is just an on-off switch for your water pump. So if you winterize your van or you store things up on your countertop here and you don't want to bump the sink on and have all your water running while you're driving down the road, you can flip that off so that water pump isn't trying to pressurize itself constantly. And just as an example of that, I have the pump on. I'm running that. I'm going to kill it, and now it's going to take a few seconds, but it's going to empty the water pressure out of the lines. It's off. Turn it back on. It's ready to go again. When I kill the faucet, it repressurizes the lines, shuts the unit off, and it's just waiting to go again. The last two things over here are your light switches. There are 2 zones of lights in this van. There's 4 LED puck lights on the front of the van, 4 LED puck lights over the bed area. These are just a rotary dial to dim them up and down. Turn them all the way off is easy enough, and pretty self-explanatory there. All right, let's move on to the back half of the van. So first off, this mattress here is a 6-inch memory foam mattress. It's a full-size bed. There's no trimming of this mattress. So if you sleep comfortably on a full-size mattress with a headboard and a footboard, you'll sleep great in this van. This van has pockets on the head and toe side of the van. So you have a little extra sleeping width in here, which is great when you're laying down in the van. We're able to pocket back into the ribs of the van a little bit more, where they are a little more shallow compared to some of the larger structural ribs of the van. Now you'll also notice in this bed area, it is configured for your head to sleep on the passenger side of the van. We do that because we want to run cabinets all the way down the driver's side of the van. And if we were to all of a sudden cut over and run some over here, it really closes off the upper elevations of this van, and it can get claustrophobic really quick. So that is why we keep one side nice and fresh and open. Up above you, you have reading lights on both sides of the van. These guys just swivel around. They have a little button to press to turn them on. And on the bottom side of them, they have a little USB plug so you can charge up in bed as well. We have a smoke and carbon monoxide detector over there. And then up on the rooftop, we've got Santa Claus, and we've got 2 Max Air fans up here. The standard Monument van is configured with 1 Max Air fan. These customers opted to have a second one added in, which is my preference as well, just for maximum ventilation. These fans, they have a shroud that overhangs the rear of them, so you can open up the fan. The air has to travel up and over that shroud, so you can have them even open in the rain and keep the elements out of here. In addition to other ventilation, on the driver's side over here, there is a T-vent window. From the exterior, it looks like a factory fixed window like we saw along the sliding door. However, it has a little T-chart going on down here. If I crank out on these vents here, these lower panes of glass on out, which create a nice little vented space. They've got screens in them, and that awning style window is really handy to also have good ventilation in the rain and not worry about the rainwater when it's raining sideways coming in your van. Up above all this, there are cabinets running the full length front to back. These upper cabinets, as well as some of your lower cabinet doors, they operate on a push button latch system. So when they are flush with the door, I can visually look back and see that all my cabinets are latched, which is handy when you're driving away. But if I push in on that latch, it unlocks the door, gives me something to grab onto. I can now open up this cabinet and see the interior. You'll notice there's a cabinet support strut here. And this cabinet has a little block off area because on the underside, there's actually a 110 outlet as well as 4 more USBs that are 12 volt powered for charging some of your electronics as well. These have a nice strong support, which also pulls a nice tight close when you bring it shut, so there's a little extra support on top of these latches if you put anything heavy in there that shifts during transit. One last thing up front here, down below the bed platform, there are a couple nice doors that open up, and you have nice and easy access to anything towards the front of your garage. But we will head on around back and I will show you more of the garage and utility area. Well, coming around the back of the van, I'll start out by pointing out your shore power plug-in is located in the back bumper back here. It's a standard 110 outlet. We just recommend using a heavy-duty extension cord that will very rapidly charge up your house batteries in the back. And I'll open up these rear doors here. And you can take a look at the back. You have a nice wide open storage area down here. Whether you want to place bikes back here, just some storage totes, lots of room to play with. As I mentioned earlier, you have a 28-gallon over-the-wheel well water tank located back here. There's a small little port here to be able to see your water level. In order to fill that up, you just take your freshwater hose, put it right into this filler station here, and then you can let her rip with filling it up. Your utilities for your water tank are located in this upper cabinet over here. And then on this passenger side, this is where all of your off-grid electronics live. Everything from your power inverter, your solar charge controller, DC to DC charger, batteries, all of that good stuff lives on that cabinet. Talking about the specifics on the electrical system a little bit real quick. This van has a 200 amp hour lithium battery with self-heating function. Additionally, a 2000 watt inverter charger. It has an 18 amp DC to DC 12 volt charger. So when you are driving your van down the road, it's also dumping some power into your house batteries back here. And then it has 200 watts of solar mounted to the rooftop for additional just juice anytime that sun is shining. Additionally, down below, there's L-track mounted on the rear and the forward side of your storage area in a recessed fashion, so you can ratchet strap down any totes you might have back here so they don't go flying while you're driving down the road. Let's take you around the driver's side real quick, and you'll be able to see over here, this is a T-vent window, as we mentioned, from the interior. The overall footprint is the same as an OEM fixed window. It just has that T style down here for awning out your doors over here. All right, and lastly, I want to point out our nice empty shop behind us. We're filming this video in our brand new workshop that we will be moving into here in the next week and a half. So lots of exciting things coming to Out There Vans. And we're excited to show you more projects coming out of this workshop and bring you along on building more monument camper vans. And now, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment section down below this video. But even better, down in the description of this video, you'll find a link to our website, OutThereVans.com. Head on over there. You'll be able to find more information about our camper van conversions, our installation services, or if you already have a camper van, you can shop a variety of accessories that might better upfit your van for your future adventures down the road. As always, be sure to like this video and subscribe to us so you can see future projects coming out of the shop and future videos going up on our channel here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.